Hello and good afternoon on this beautiful, unusually warm day in northern New Jersey. My name is Martin Coward, and welcome to Noonday Meditation and Contemplative Prayer Power Hour, where we've been gathering at noon every day almost since the beginning of this pandemic to love and support each other through this dark and challenging times. And now that we're on the other side of this election, we are still find ourselves in some dark and challenging times. So how do we heal? How do we continue to heal? We practice the art of self-love, and that's what this is. That's what any time of meditation is. It's like letting go of the drama on the outside world to spend time with our inside world, to inside with ourselves, getting to know ourselves, getting intimate with ourselves, getting intimate primarily with our shadows and our fears. Because what we've learned a lot. I mean, right now, think about it. The news is scary. I mean, we've got almost 240,000 people, almost a quarter of a million people have died from COVID. And the numbers are growing every single day, and that's painful. And we've also learned something else about ourselves in this election. We've also learned that we are living in a very we already knew it, but I think it really woke us all up to just how divided our country still is. And we have to look at, well, what is it that's dividing us? What is it that really divides you? It's fear. Fear is the fuel that feeds the drama that is dividing us. It's just that simple. And the question is, are you willing to let go of your need to be right? Are you willing to let go of your fear and go inside yourself and see who you are and what's really going on? We can't heal anyone else until we begin to heal ourselves. And if you're in fear, which we all are, we know what this feels like. We've all got empathy. It doesn't matter who won or who lost. We all know what it's like to have fear. Because fear separates us from our true self. It gives us the feeling that we're alone in the world and we feel hopeless. And we have to practice, for those of us who are celebrating this victory, we have to become really aware and practice those heart skills of empathy and compassion and truth, and realize that there are people in a lot of fear right now in this country. Fear of the same things we're all afraid of. We all want the freedom to live good lives, take care of our families, feed them, be protected. So my only ask is, well, then how do we do this? How do we heal ourselves? Well, this summer I created a course. This is what we do it every day. This is why we come here. This is an act of self-love. When we stop and slow down and let go of the outside world and surrender all of our beliefs and our opinions that our egos give us, that is the ultimate act of self-love. And this summer I created a webinar series called Practicing the Art of Being Present: Your Keys to Living a Life of Love, Joy, and Prosperity. And it could just as easily be called the art of self-love, because that's what presence is. That's what this is. It is putting everything else aside and loving yourself deeply to know who you are and why you're here and what you're here about. So today I want to go back and I'm going to show you. I'm going to take you through that present. I'm going to take you to that presentation in my webinar on practicing the art of being present, how to create a morning power hour. How do we empower ourselves every day to love ourselves and love our neighbor? And I'm going to show you exactly how you can put that into action today with what I'm going to show you. So let me share my screen with you. Hello, Rohit. Nice to see you. Happy Monday. I'm glad you're here. Always good to see you here with us on this absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous day here. It's just a little warm for here. It is almost Thanksgiving, and it's like 70, almost 80 degrees outside. I don't know whether to laugh or cry about it, given the global warming that we're all having to deal with. But let's get on with this presentation. I'm going to go through, and I really want you to think, well, this is called practicing the art of being present. Let me get some things out of the way here. And thank you for checking in. If you're joining me, please just say something in the comments so that I know you're here. It's always nice to know people are here. Let me hide some banners so that you can see my screen better. So while this is called practicing the art of being present, it could just as easily be called practicing the art of self-love. It's your key to living a life of love, joy, and prosperity. And I know the world right now doesn't feel much like love, joy, and prosperity, but we have to do the inner work so that we begin to live a life of love, joy, and then we can share it with our neighbors. So let's see what we got today. Are you ready to step into your power? And when I say step into your power, I mean to let go of your fear. And I'm going to talk about your morning power hour. This is what we can all do right now to begin to heal ourselves in this country. You start with a morning power hour, and it is your sacred place of solitude, and it is the single most important tool for any of us to practice to access that spiritual realm and our creative, aware mind. It's simply meditation and contemplative prayer. The key to living a life of love is mastering a daily contemplative practice. And that is especially true today. It's so easy. I mean, I found myself last week grabbing for my smartphone first thing in the morning, and it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. So we're going to I'm going to show you what I do and every morning. And the thing about it is this is where we tap into that power to heal our country, to heal ourselves, and to heal each other. People often ask me, well, how long, Martin, is the power hour? I said, well, it's an hour, and it's broken down like this. I suggest if you're new at this, disrupt your daily routine by waking up a little bit earlier. And your ego is not going to like that, Buster. You know, the last thing, by the way, this is why this is so important. Fear is the fuel of the ego to drive the drama. So if you want to heal ourselves, we have to go to the root, which is to let go of the fear. We have to accept what's going on and let go of the fear. And one of the things that I like about it is start your day is this power hour. Start your day just getting up a little bit earlier every day. And what do you do in that first 10 minutes? Let's see, we got a comment here. There you are, Mindy. Good to see you this morning. Reaching out to me and Rohit. We have certainly traveled through this pandemic together, haven't we? I'm so grateful for you for being here to celebrate the victories and the losses. So what do you do in that first 10 minutes in the morning? Nothing. The ego always wants to be doing. Self-love is an act of being. So we get up in the morning, we get something we enjoy, maybe we get a fresh cup of coffee, and or a cup of tea or something that we like. We find a place that's comfortable and we sit and we just be. We just wake up with the universe, wake up with the world and do nothing. Feel our way into the new day. That's what you do in the first 10 minutes. The next 10 minutes, do some kind of exercise to embody the spirit with movement. I often do some yoga in the morning, and my back's is finally getting better. But I was been doing this thing called disco yoga, where I put on some really fun disco music, and I do my yoga routine with disco music, and it's fun, and it wakes me up, and I feel powerful, and the music inspires me. So find something that you like to do. It doesn't have to be grueling. You can do something. Maybe it's just whatever it takes. Get some bands. Just put on some music and dance. Whatever you need to do, but spend 10 minutes actually getting some energy in the body, feeling the energy in the body. Now, the next 10 minutes, this is very important, is to bombard our ego thinking mind with spiritual truth and wisdom. And here's some things. Here's some ideas for reading. And anything, quite frankly, by any of these authors is good. Some of y'all are familiar. I read from Richard Rohr's Daily Meditations every day. One of the best books, but it's a little bit detailed on surrender, is Dr. David Hawkins' book on letting go, The Pathway to Surrender. And then, of course, the classic, The Power of Now, or The New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. One of my favorites for teaching meditation is Emptiness Dancing by Adyashanti. And then from a whole different, more from a Christian contemplative perspective, you can read about the Heart of Centering Prayer from the Reverend Cynthia Bourgeault. Those are all great books and any of these books are something to begin to create, sort of open up the brain waves for the brain to see the value to let go of its need to control and let something bigger come into our consciousness. And then finally, the meditation itself. If you're new to meditation, 20 minutes is going to seem like a lifetime. If you're like me, and I know that Rohit and Mindy are, 20 minutes is sort of the norm. And it kind of takes that for everything to kind of cycle through. So I'm always recommending just go. I used to say, well, start with 5 and then go to 10, then go to, you know what? Just tell your ego to take a hike and be still and quiet the mind for 20 minutes. Just do it. Do it for yourself and do it for your neighbors. It is the ultimate practice of self-love, is to quiet the mind and love yourself and feel your way deeper inside. So spend about 20 minutes doing that. And then this is from my course, one of the things that I recommend to in all my classes is if you don't know how to meditate, join us here at noon every day. We do this every day, and it's a great way to learn and not have to be by yourself and move forward. So join me daily at noon here and learn to do what we do. And the last thing, and I'll suggest it to all of you too, is that after you meditate, sit down and write about your feelings and what you're discovering about yourself. Create kind of a daily log or a journal of yourself and your life and what you're going through in this. And I've been doing journaling since 2000, probably 2001, 2002. And I started journaling as a regular practice back during 9/11, I believe, after 9/11. Maybe before that. I know I did it then because I still have those journals and I read them sometimes. But it's really about being able to get all that commotion, all that out of our head into something on a piece of paper. And it's extremely, extremely helpful to all of us if we just journal. And it's a way of expressing ourselves and getting that out. So I highly recommend doing that. And then what I suggest people can do at home is when you get through, put your hand on your heart and conclude by making some mantras, making some claims about yourself. And one of them is, I am a creative genius, not me. And why do I add this not me piece? Well, it comes from scripture. It says, be still and know that I am God. Well, that's a wonderful piece of scripture, but there's also a Martin in here too. And I don't want Martin to get confused with the fact that my ego wants to think it's God. So I'm going to be really clear when I make this statement, be still and know that I am a creative genius, but not me, not this individual here. But there's a part of me, is the part that's the living part of me is the creative genius, and it is in you too. So it's just part of my mantra. So I am a creative genius, but not me. I am infinite intelligence, not me. Wait, I went too fast there. I am pure love consciousness, not me. And then my favorite is the last one. I am worth far more than all the money in the world. Yes, me too. And that's a very clear statement. We grew up in a very scarcity mindset uh, nation and society where a lot of people live in a, I certainly did for years, live where we think that we're only as good as the money we make. We're valued by our bank account, which couldn't be any further from the truth. And so I make this statement because I'm a prosperity coach and I talk about the truth is we are prosperous, we are abundant, and it has nothing to do with the amount of money we have or don't have. It has to do with our love for ourselves. So I just want to be really clear that this last claim is I'm worth far more than all the money in the world, and so we all am. I am, you are, and my body. This human experience is priceless. It is priceless, and I want to end with that claim of my daily devotion, and that's what I do. And then this is what I teach people too. If you're new at this, find yourself a find yourself an accountability partner and make a routine and power this up for a few days and see what happens. So that's what I got for you today. That's just a little teaching piece for people who are new to meditation, who are new to contemplative prayer, and want to say, well, how do we begin to heal? What can we do to heal? And I'd say we start with morning practice. We start with healing ourselves. I mean, I need healing every day. Uh, because as long as I'm alive, I'm going to have an ego, and I'm going to have fear, and I'm going to have doubts, and I'm going to have insecurities, um, and I'm going to want to blame other people. I mean, I'm going to want to blame those people, all those human things that we do out of shadow. So it's a practice. That's what we call it a practice. We need a practice every day to come together to heal ourselves and love one another. And that's one way to do it. That's the only way I know to do it. And I know that I'm almost preaching to the choir here because this is the choir. But that's what we need to do. We need to really be conscious of the fact that those of us who are awakened to the light um, need to awaken others to the light, and know that the only thing that can divide me from myself and anybody else is fear. And fear is an illusion, but it feels pretty real when it's happening. You know, there's a bigger force than us running this universe. I call her Joy the Wise Woman. And that's how we connect into that. And we speak from that place of love and compassion to each other and ourselves. So that's pretty good. That's what I got for you today. Rohit, Mindy, you got anything you want to add today to this conversation? If not, we're going to go right. You're going to go right to meditating because I need to get quiet. I need to get still. My mind's been, well, it's been excited. I got to tell you, it's exciting. I feel excited. Um, I feel excited about it. And I'm just excited about everything. And here we are. And let's get going. Let's meditate. So let's raise our hands in the air. Shake them around a little bit. Let's get a little energy in the body. Let's feel lively. Let's feel that life force within us today. Let's feel the life. And put your hands down in your lap. Be comfortable. Sit up straight and tall. Sit up tall and proud, like a proud human being that we are, courageous, loving, And as we sit up proud, connecting with I, the divine, of course it is. It's the transformation. It's the transformation that occurs every time we do this. Absolutely. Absolutely. So as we begin to soften the mind and maybe focus some of our attention on our breath, the in breath, the out breath, the rise and fall of our, what we do automatically, the rise and fall of our rib cage, just allow us to become aware of it, conscious of that life force coming in and going out. And as we do, begin to soften the mind. Literally soften your mind and allow yourself to just let go of any thoughts you might be having right now. Let go of any positions you have about the world, any judgments you may be having about yourself, me, or somebody else. Hold on to nothing. Let everything go. Any ideas of which you think are right or wrong, good or bad, just let them all go. And open your heart with true love and acceptance for what is. What is. And know that everything is absolutely in divine order and created from love. Everything, even the things that you don't like, let them all go. And if they come back up, which they will, I promise they will, simple. Acknowledge them, accept them with gratitude, and just let them go. Scan your body for how you might be feeling right now. Maybe there's some emotions in your body right now. Maybe they're feelings of joy. Feel into the joy. Maybe they're feelings of anger, grief, shame, fear. Feel into those without judgment. Just feel what you're feeling right now. Love yourself in the moment and make this moment your primary purpose in life because it is all there is this moment. And be still and know that I am the divine. I am the Lord your God. I am life. Allow the sound of the bell and my voice to wake us up and bring us out of any stories and thoughts, beliefs, and opinions we might have found ourselves. And just let them go. Just let them go and fall back into love. Allow the bell and the sound of my voice to again wake us up from any thoughts, stories, trances we might have found ourselves in, and reset, fall back into love.
This guy's always like one of the last trees to give it up. Yeah.
Allow the sound of the bell and my voice to wake us up from any stories, any trances, any narratives that might have been holding us. Surrender them, let them go, and fall back into the world of the unknown,
Yeah, I know.
the mystery of life itself.
Well, enjoy your when you come back. Yours also said that feeling today. It was just back today. Well, not we wouldn't get that.
There's our final bell. Let's see what people said during that. Yeah, the more we come together and learn and actually spend time with ourselves and each other and contemplative prayer and meditation, the more we practice it, really, the easier it is to connect. And it's consistent and it's real. And thank you. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. It's hot. It's a hot day. Woo. Anyway, thanks so much. Anybody got anything they want to say now that we're finished with our meditation? Oh Lord. If not, we'll end. And if you haven't, get out your journal and write a little bit about what you're learning about yourself, what you're learning about the world, each other, and create a plan for the new world. Create a plan from love and healing. What are you going to do to help heal the world right now? What's your play? What is your role? It's fun to have a role in it. And we all have one. It may just be the way we talk, maybe we just call it a friend or something. But ask yourself today, what can you do to lower the fear? I know. How can you bring fear down and light up the world with your love in your heart? It's an exciting world we live in right now. Um, I'm in hope. I'm excited. So thank you for joining me today. As every day, may love and prosperity continue to prevail around the world.